Part 29. Revelation tells us so much about what time all of this stuff happened. Look, after it talks about this first resurrection of the 144,000, then it says, "And I saw another angel fly throughout heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters." The dead are not getting the gospel preached to them today. Jesus Christ preached the gospel to the dead. Peter said even those before Noah, those from Adam all the way up until Christ, whenever Jesus died, he went and preached the gospel to the dead. So as soon as he rose back from the dead, he said, you guys, 12 apostles, and Paul to the Gentiles, you go preach the gospel to the living. Because all people had to hear the gospel. And they said that they preached the gospel to the entire world and to every creature back then. They said, have they not heard? Verily they've heard. Our sound went out into all the world for a witness unto all men. And another one said, the gospel which was preached to every creature which was under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. And it says it many other times, like in the beginning of Romans, where he says he's thankful that their faith is heard throughout the entire world. But here, for anybody else who did not hear, you see the gospel preachers died. The 144,000 had to die, and once the gospel preachers died, and they were with Christ in heaven, then an angel flies throughout heaven and preaches it to everybody else to make sure every single person could hear the gospel, so everybody could be judged by it, living, dead, those who heard and those who did not hear. This is an angel spiritually telling everybody on the earth. It's changing them. It's putting a conscience of God in them. That judgment is about to be given to God. God's going to be all in all. And then another angel flies and says, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. This isn't the destruction of Babylon. This is the fact that there are no preachers in Babylon anymore. It's like it's saying that the sun came black as sackcloth of hair. Israel was no longer the light of the world. Now they were to be destroyed. The believers had fled into the wilderness. And this next angel that flies tells you that the 144,000 were in heaven before the mark of the beast. This is very important to understand Revelation chapter 20 about Satan, the reign of Christ, the 1,000-year reign, all that. Because after the 144,000 were in heaven, then another angel cries and says, if any man worship the beast or his image and receive his mark in their forehead or in their right hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark or the number of his name. The 144,000 were in heaven before the mark of the beast. Stay tuned.